How's it going this evening? It's a nice warm day. As you see, I got my shirt off. Still about 98 degrees here. Yo. It feels good, but definitely better without a shirt. We were speaking on jewelry earlier. Up until I got this piece, I didn't wear any of these pieces. But I like my Bigfoot. Look at that guy. Hope everybody's had a great day. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening. Yeah, so sexy. I'm only sexy when it gets extremely hot outside. But yeah, last week I cut up some of these corals that I got from Robin. Getting ready to see if she has another box for me, but I ended up getting some pretty cool ones. Some nice botryoidals. Kind of light on the UV aspect. There is some, but I'll have to work at it after dark to see about getting some videos out, maybe some photography. Thank you, thank you. There is no sexy here. It's just a white guy doing his thing. Hello, Chris. Hello, Ma. Good to see you guys. Here's the other side of this guy. Yeah, definitely, Jeff. I mean, that was very fun. I still have about 1/3 to cut, but these things are beautiful. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Some very cool pieces. I like the shape of this one though. This one's pretty much a pendant ready to go. It's got more host in it than anything, more coral. Just a little thin line of agate and just a little bit of the UV shows up. But yeah, I think that could be polished and made just into a pendant right away. The other half of that one. It was very nice of Tyler to let me drop my link before I started this live. Unfortunately, when I was in Montana, I made the mistake of thinking he was closer to Billings. He was one of the people I was trying to meet up with, have a meal with, and hang out with. I can't believe this one held together with that right there. Nice white botryoidals though. A little bit of blue down deep, and the blue transfers to the back of this one. That's pretty cool. Oh, great, Chris! You tuned into the right channel. I'll put you to sleep in a heartbeat. Better yet, throw on one of my fishing videos. There's not much to see there, but the soothing, babbling water might help you rest. This one's got some great color in it. A little hard to see down in that pocket, but little yellows, a little reds, little oranges. Or I call them red. Another one that just might make a nice little pendant. Thank you, Jeff, for sharing the Facebook. I spent a day last week during Kyle's live scrubbing the crap out of these things. Hello, Cynthia. How are you? Something I probably should have done before I actually started cutting on them. This one's got some nice banding on the sides. Botryoidals on both sides. Wouldn't even know what to do with this one other than just make it a shelf piece. Maybe with a little backlighting of UV. This one's a little less eventful on that side. And I'm curious if a little acid might wash that off. It's just an exterior coating to the bots, and there's agate underneath. Nice piece though. If I ever have a moment, I'm going to actually buy a cabochon machine. Just got done paying the insurance, and that was kind of hefty. Hello, Lady D. How are you? Miss Diane. Good to see you. This one was rather big, so I decided to cut it into 3 pieces. Plenty of agate in it. A little bit of blues. A little bit of yellows. Yeah, definitely, Jeff. If they're thick enough in the first slice, as long as you don't choose to go in the middle of it. That's how warm it is. They're drying out quickly, but yeah, nice druzy pocket. I don't see any botryoidals underneath the surface on this one. Here's the middle slice. Nice druzy pocket on the top of that one. I wouldn't know how to explain the colors. I mean, from what I see, I would think that there's a little green, a little light blue, but it transfers the light quite well. Backside of it opens up another druzy, little tiny druzy, and a little coral in the middle. I was thinking the same thing, Jeff, about soaking it in acid. See if it would eat off all the coral and just leave agate behind. Because there's a few of these pieces I got that you can just tell they're completely agatized. The Jeff that lives here in Redmond wants to take some of these and put them in his tumbler and tumble them for a while, get them all nice and cleaned up. Not necessarily remove all this material, but get them cleaned up as if you were scrubbing them by hand, and then start to cut them. Yeah, I like the druzy pocket in there. And it'd be nice to grind away some of the back of it, but you'd have to grind away so much. But nothing wrong with trying a test piece eventually. Yeah, it's a pretty big pocket too. There was a few of them in this batch that I cut into 3-piece. Here's another one with almost a mossy effect. I would hope so too, Cynthia. Probably have to use muriatic acid. It's hard to see in that tiny little pocket, but there are botryoidals in there. Drying out already, of course. Tell you what, I really like cutting these guys, seeing what's in them. Of course, I've liked cutting everything I've cut into. It's been a lot of fun doing the cutting. Need to do more polishing, that's for sure. And hello, Mr. Alabama. And right off the top, Alabama, your name is Andrew, right? I was calling you Andrew a few times, and then I realized maybe I don't exactly know his name yet. Here's one of the fully agatized ones. Not much left on the exterior, but this is the backside of it. Grab a flashlight and go from the other side, and I mean, look at how agate-y that is. I was baffled because I had to scrub them pretty good to see that was what this one looked like. All that extra shipping and all the extra coral dust on everything and then getting them a little wet and then putting them back. And there's the inside of that one. And that hole didn't go through until the last little bit of clay I was trying to get out with a toothpick, and it popped the hole in it. It was boturoidal all the way to the bottom. A nice, beautiful red bots right there. Some funky looking host rock right there. Or host coral. I should not say rock, I guess. But yeah, completely cool, and even that part is fully agatized. Here's the back side of this one. Let's see how the light does on this. It's hard to say, but those are blue in that very bottom section down there. Just amazing botryoidals. I like that nice bubbly form. And yeah, now you can see that color a little bit back in there. I love how that color changed. One of my more favorite pieces. Another one that's just completely agatized. All kinds of little bots in there. I like the little tiny pocket of bots. This one's just as agatized, but it's got a little bit more coral on the back side of it than the other. And hello, Jennifer. How are you doing this evening? Thanks for joining us. These are some agatized coral that I bought from Robin through Jeff. Roasting in Montana. I'm not quite sure of the temperature of the moment, but right before I turned off the vehicle, it was 100, so I guessed it was dropped a couple degrees since then. This one's nice because you can see the can see the botryoidals and the formations under the agate. And I don't know what the heck's going on this side right here, but that's completely cool. Another one of them with quite a bit of coral on the back of them still. I could only imagine if someone took some of these and tumbled them till all the coral was off them. Might be a difficult thing to do, but I think it would look pretty cool. Some corals would be successful, some corals it wouldn't. Not much help there with the light. Yeah, all beautiful color. This is a little honey colored opal G. Yeah, that color there is underneath the surface too. The agate is actually a different color. Amazing how they do this. I think it'd be a lot of fun to be down there and find some on my own. Hello, Boot. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Opal G. It's been a little warm. 106 wasn't too bad though, sitting in the shade. The cats don't seem to mind. Mr. Jax has actually been incognito for a good 7, 8 days now. He's out doing his tomcat thing and he's running around. He hasn't made an appearance. I'm getting more and more used to it. Miss Jinxie Girl, she's here every morning. She loves her house. She loves the van. And she's been religious with being here every day. So somehow after cutting all my coral, I ended up with one piece, one half. And it was not what I had given away. Not sure where the other ones went, but the other side of this must have disappeared when my back was turned when I was at somebody else's house cutting. Who knows? Really like the colors in this one. The blues are just amazing. And it's a little dark to see, but let's see if we'll go for a little light from the front. There we go. Those bots are all the way down in there. This one has a little room to get a slice off of it too, if I wanted to. Thank you, Mr. Boot. Thank you, Alabama. Andrew, if I got it right. I may have missed that message. Here's the other side of it. And they're pretty thick on the coral on the backside, so there's no see-through aspect to it. And that one had a little knob sticking off of it, so I cut it right off, making the whole piece a little awkward. Hey, blind squirrel, how you doing? Definitely love the blue myself. Amoxicillin will take care of it there, hopefully, or a Dremel. We got to remember the Opal G's name is Dawn. The Dawn. Yeah, very cool piece. Here's another one I cut into 3 pieces, but I could only seem to match up 2 of the pieces. Well, thank you, Don. The more I use it right off the bat, the more I will remember. But yes, my memory is going quickly too. Don Apollyon. Here's the middle slice out of that. There's the one side. This one is in a good shape that it might not hurt anything to grind away all that coral. It's a really thin layer, as you can see. And then turn that into a necklace facing out like that. Pendant. I think that would end up looking pretty sweet, especially with polished edges. Ooh, battery's dying on the flashlight. I love the way they sound too. So I had a pretty easy day at work today. Had to go in. My company is about to finish up an elementary school. They've been working on it for quite a while. Most of the trades are done. We're just kind of doing final touch-ups on a lot of stuff. Touching up paint, cleaning up everything, wiping things down. Definitely thankful that they had me inside today. I mean, 100 degrees, really, it's hot, but it isn't all that hot once you figure out that it can be 1.6, 1.7, 1.10. This one ended up having a lot of host rock to it. Really dark, though. And this almost looks like an eyeball and an eyeball with a mouth saying, ah. And that is just a dry spot. There is no blue in there. He's even got cute little ears and everything. That pocket there that's at the bottom of where I just said the mouth was. It's got some botryoidals in it of a different color too. 101 in Florida. I showed them last week, Jenny, but they were just pieces, and I haven't had any opportunity to cut any of it yet. So it was rather easy to miss. I did not do quite as well as Jeff. Maybe one of the nodules I kept will have something in it. There's a couple other pieces to cut. But yeah, I ended up doing a lot of talking with Travis and Theo while we were up there. Plenty of digging, just not as much finding. There are at least 3 nodules that I'm pretty excited to cut, but like I said, I don't know when that might happen. Yeah, Jeff snagged them all on the way. That eagle eye he's got. He spotted them a mile away. Here's a smaller one that I ended up cutting into 3 pieces. I could still take another cut off that and get a nice little slice, but just a little agate on the end. This one kind of ended up the same way on one side, and then the other side's a little better. Looks a lot and reminds me of moss agate. Hey, Tiger Eye, how's it going? Thank you for the great pieces. They were fun to cut. I'm finding them a little hard to show in this light that I got going on. Hopefully you guys are seeing them good and the color's coming through good. Some of them were just so dark, it's not even funny. This one's got room for another cut, and I was kind of intrigued by the bands. That was kind of what the way I cut it, the face that I cut it. Hello, Cheryl. How are you doing this evening? But yeah, I cut it like that because I saw those. I was hoping the bands ran all the way through it, but didn't get a single band on any of it. Still a cool piece. It'll look way better once it's polished. Yeah, I tried to have another cutting session last week, but I didn't get an answer to my voice message for 4 days. This one's got some nice color in it too. Some nice blues, a little bit of banding. Drying out quick. Well, hopefully you had a good walk still, Cheryl. I know it gets hot and humid, but it's good for us to sweat and release them poisons. Yeah, I was totally stoked on this one too, Jeff. Where was it? And of course, this one on the very little point is where the bands are. And I don't think that if I had cut that way, that I would have ended up with those bands either. But it's a nice little pocket, even the little botryoidal inside the pocket. But yeah, that I like that a lot. I would try to actually polish that if I was going to polish the whole face. And this one, when it's dry, it's the other half of the one I just showed, has some major saw cuts in it. But yeah, great variety of color. I like that right there. That looks like a nebula. And I think, yeah, there's a little botryoidal, little band up here, little banding. Spots inside there. This other little cavity here actually has druzy ambots in it. Ooh, don't spill the water. But yeah, very cool. I was very happy to see that. But yeah, you can see as it dries, those huge scratches coming out from using the tile saw with a notched blade. And thank you, Cheryl. I agree. They are very beautiful. But yeah, look at those giant scratches come out. Oh, that's horrible. So I was thinking about maybe pairing up a coral pair with a pair of the Malawi agates that I've cut and making up auction lots. I was thinking about doing it for this week, but just between the weather and work and being at the body shop all day yesterday, if anybody would be interested, I think it was Jenny tried to claim one when I was showing them off on Discord when we had the voice chat going on, the lounge. She was pretty happy to see a few of them. This one has caused me problems. I like it and all, but I don't know how much further I can go with it with just scraping and picking. But this top part, that gray material is like almost concrete. Yep, your spray bottle that works for your rocks works really good for when it's extremely hot and in the vehicle. I agree, Jenny. My spray bottle took a crap on me on my last adventure, so I have to buy a new one still. Yeah, all that material inside this pocket is just extremely rough. It probably takes some acid to get out of it. Jenny got her claim in there. Let me know if she wants it. But if I have anybody else that would be interested, I would make up about 10 lots and give it an attempt next week. Plan it ahead that way. This one would not be in one of the lots, even though it's cool and got some awesome formations. What you see inside that pocket are like little botryoidal stalactites. You see that one right there. And then as I rotate, you can see them standing off the surface a little bit. And hopefully picking at this side did not ruin any of them. I tried to go as light as I could with a safety pin because a toothpick was not cutting it. Then there's the other side of that. The darker colors, I got a few of them that are bigger with the darker colors too, Diane. Yeah, just weird, creepy, almost creepy kind of thing. paired up with the white next to it, I would say that that's a bunch of red in there, but I know it's kind of dark for you guys to see. I can barely see it. But man, right off the white, it really looks red. Unfortunately, it's probably brown. And then here's one I completely forgot to clean, apparently. I don't know how I missed that. That whole pocket's still filled with a clayish kind of sand. But I like that right there. That's cool. See what the scrub brush does to it real quick. It would actually work, but it would take a lot longer than I planned on. So I'll have to fix that later. And for as big and as thick as it is, you can see 100% the agate on this side. Can't get much light to shine through it, but that's all agate right there. That's all agate. That one's got, it almost looks like druzy botryoidal inside of each pocket, but they're probably just bots. Even sitting here, it's hard to see inside those little guys. There is some light that comes through it due to the light amount of coral on the exterior. Let's see if this helps. Not much. We have a very beautiful dark line running through that. And thank you, Tiger Eye, all the way from Tampa Bay, Florida. Yeah, even the ones that aren't so amazing are amazing. I agree with Lady Diane. That white inside there is amazing because that's 100% underneath. Tilt it to the side and you can see it. It's just maybe a millimeter or two below, but fully underneath. Anybody have any big plans coming up for the weekend? Any rock hounding adventures? Probably like this one, Lady D. A nice offset. I did not collect these myself, Alabama. These were purchased from a woman named Robin, who you can contact through Jeff at JMV Rock Hounding. I bought a large flat rate box. She charges $5 a pound, and she was relatively quick to get them sent out. Yeah, you like Lady D, huh? Look at the bots inside that, and then they are all the way through on the other side. You can see the banding inside that crevice. Kind of an odd color play for me due to the color blindness, but then the contrast of light and dark works well. And here's the other side of this one. And what's really cool is I think I only cut into one bot, and that be that little bit of banded bot right there. Other than that, I made a good choice and split it right down the middle. Thanks, Ma. Thanks, Lady D. Now you see why I would like to buy a whole nother 22-pound box. It was a lot of fun cutting them too. They're extremely soft and easy to cut. Is a good way to put them. These ones are, I would say, about a medium on the UV. Of course, I have a small UV, and sometimes it's exceptionally bright and just washes everything out. And then there's other times where if I just put it on there slightly, I get a better effort. I'm not sure what that is about, but it is just a tiny little way to go UV light, long wave, 365 nanometer. And it works good, but it does have to be dark. I don't get any effects in the sunlight that I can show on camera. And I'll give it a shot real quick because the bands that pop out on this guy are just phenomenal. Let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah, you can see a little show up, but not much detail. But when I shine this one right here, shine it with the UV, this side right here has bands running all through it, and it runs around. The top has a little UV band going around it, the sides. I even went after this with my Apexel 200 times zoom microphone dealio. Or not microphone, but this guy right here. And for my first couple tries, I'm not too impressed with it. It just didn't quite work like what I saw it working. I'm going to play around with it a little more and see what happens, but it might have just been my issue with lighting, even though it has its own light. When I had the light on high, it didn't work very good, and it has a left side light, right side light, and a circle. Hey, what's up, Horchata Soto? But yeah, so far I'm not too impressed. Even the UV didn't seem to work as well. It was only 60 bucks, but I will mess around with it a little bit more and see what happens. Is everybody staying hydrated? I decided to stay hydrated too. Would that be a Stein Kearns? My girly girl. Oh. My Jinxie 2 just jumped in the vehicle with a lizard and she dropped the lizard on the way in. The lizard got away and he will survive. Now this tiny little finger here. Hello, Patricia's Creations. How are you this evening? This guy is super thin and I can't believe how it held up in that box. You see how thin that edge is? Here's the whole piece. This little thin guy survived a box, 22 pounds a box. I was amazed before I cut it. And it is fully agatized with next to no coral on the outside, so all the light possible can come through. And definitely, totally like all the white spots in there. All the way out. Here's the other side, just agatized spots. This guy was funny to cut. Vicky, feel free to drop yours and Jeff's links. I don't mind. You're a moderator for a reason. Share any links you like. I trust you and Jeff. And speaking of moderators, there's one more. Sorry, I'm messing around with the screen, guys. And being a moderator, guys, doesn't mean you have to do anything unless you choose. If someone's talking bad about me, let's give them a few minutes to speak their mind, and then maybe we moderate them. Maybe they got a legitimate story to tell. But other than that, I think having a few extra moderators is a good idea. This one will probably be hard to show, but I see orange and I see blue. Yeah, it's hard to say. There's probably some red. I call it red because it's paired up next to the yellow. Iguanas. Ice cream sundae with caramel. I had some salted caramel chocolate cookies yesterday. Come in a little 3-pack. And I ate one of them for lunch and I set the rest on the dash to warm up for when I got off work and ate dinner. And I tell you what, they were all melty and gooey. The caramel was melted, the chocolate was melted. Yeah, that's... Sorry I can't show you this one much better. Maybe, there we go. There's a little color. Yeah, that's pretty deep little pocket for such a small piece of coral. The other side's just the same way. Little less blues inside the bot pocket. You got a little whites going on there. Yeah, some. This would have been a good candidate to throw inside a tumbler first. This one is pretty much a dud, but does have some UV to it. But it's pretty much all coral. And when I say little UV, there'd be next to no UV in that one. Pretty much my only dud. I might have a second one. That's about it. Yeah, both pieces. I'm still keeping it around though. Those little fingers inside that little pocket are pretty cool. So blue. This one has some amazing color to it. I like those just slight yellows in there. Other than that, it's quite dark. Nice little Bacharotto pocket. If that looks like an unclean pocket. Apparently I missed a second piece to get fully clean. Thank you, Cheryl. Very nice. Appreciate it. This one almost has a weird face going on with an eye there and a oddball eye and then the mouth. Amazing color though. That's my favorite part of this one. Jeff Hardman remembers these. How's it going tonight, Jeff? Good to see you here. An octopus. Very nice. That's something cool to see. Yeah, I really can't see any UV on that one. Huge difference when it's dark. What I've noticed with the corals though, out of all of them that I've cut, the white material is where you're going to get most of your UV. You get a little bit in the agate, maybe if there's some calcite or something in it. Yeah, this one is quite deep. You can see them spots down in the middle, right next to this. Right down in there, there's some very nice spots just sitting underneath there. I'm staying cool, Jeff. No shirt. And that my spot is in the shade. If the shade moves, I move. Kitty cats are doing good. This one got a little fat knobby end on it, and I want to cut it again. Get a slice off of it about right there. And see what that little knob, maybe grind everything away. And I need a better lapidary club in my area. Wish I was wealthy. There would be a rather large lapidary club. I think that would be fun to hang out, run, manage. One of the odd things I got in my package from Robin was a coral that was already cut. That's probably the one I was just talking about a little bit ago about don't know where the other half went. It was the only cut one in the box. Ooh. This one is incredible. Whites, blues, reds. Might even be some purple. Some ocean picture jasper coming up. But yeah, this is one of my more favorite ones. A little bit of banding there. That white goes all the way deep in there. This one got some light that goes through it. And this one I almost got right. And as you can see, that's how I cut it. So I almost want to cut it a second time. But here's the other half. Slice the top right off that bot. Maybe next week, Cheryl. I was thinking about doing some auctions. I was going to pair up coral and then pair up Malawis that I've cut, both unpolished. But if people are interested, I will prepare for next week. I was thinking about doing 10 lots, start them off low and see if anybody actually wants to purchase. This thing is so deep. And the red almost looks like Jolly Rancher red. And not so much light will come through this side because there's so much coral on it. But yeah, beautiful. got the right kind of blues going on. I like this one for the shape. Of course, the blues inside of it help. And the blues with banding, that's crazy. A little bit of host in this side with quite a bit of agate in it. That little pocket there does have some botryoidals in it. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of light that comes through. Almost looks like fire right there. It's kind of hard to see, but look at the banding on the bots. The other side of this one is amazing. And then the color change right there. That's crazy. Don't knock the camera over. Did Jackie ruin it for you, Chris? She has a lot of cool rocks, that's for sure. Here's the other side. That banding is much more prominent there. And then once again, the color change up at the top there. They do look amazing. I told the people on Discord the other night when we were in the lounge that I'd tell them where I got my box right after I bought another one. Oh, you meant the shape, Chris? Daniel, these come from Robin Vernon. I believe they said she can be found on TikTok. And she'll pack a box to whatever size you're asking for. Small, medium, large, $5 a pound. I better put my order in quick. Everybody sounds pretty interested. See how much light comes through this backside? Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as the other side of this one. The agate does peek through right there, though. It's a nice little run of agate. Ooh, that almost hurt. So hopefully my winners should receive their items pretty soon. Nope, that was not a limb cast, Daniel. That is agatized fossilized coral. It's just the shape that that piece of coral came in. Here's another shape of the same kind of coral. And then look at the pastels in this guy, and then the banding. Just loaded with bots on top of bots. I agree, Andrew. I agree. Look at that little bit of banding there. See if I can get it to focus. There we go. That's a little better. You can only imagine what a polish would do to them. Oh, Opie rocks. What? Hello. How are you doing this evening? You're one I wouldn't have expected this evening. Thank you for showing up and joining the show. If you haven't heard, these are agatized fossilized corals from Tampa Bay, Florida. And yeah, the pastel colors that come in this one are amazing. I was not expecting pastels. But yeah, they pretty much look like what I see on the screen. Very cool piece. I would almost want to cut it again. There's a little bit extra on this side. Although, that's just awesome. That, all right, Lady D, enjoy cooking the steak and eating the steak. Sounds pretty good. My grocery outlet had a deal on some turkey, so I'm having lunch meat as my main dish tonight. 2.5 pounds of roasted turkey for it was $7. So I made sure I bought two of those packages. The next closest best deal is 1.25 pounds for $8, and that's just a ridiculous price. Can't really afford to eat lunch meat on them prices. This one's super dark. The lighter colors would be coral underneath the agate. Minus that color right there, but that, and that, they all appear to be coral. This one was quite thick, so I cut it into three pieces too. Got some decent light to come through it. Not much, but decent. That's how dark this guy is. Yeah, grocery stores everywhere. The prices are just ridiculous. And it's only getting worse. And it seems like every couple weeks you can notice a price raise. Things that used to be $5 are now $9. I like this one, but the colors are just a little too dark. The very end cut here is pretty slick though. Down inside this top pocket, there's a little bit of yellow with that brown or black or whatever it is. And down deep in the pocket, there's blues and yellows. Might not be able to see it very well. You can see that there's spots. Yeah, you can see a little yellow maybe. Yeah, still a very cool piece. A lot of this white here should UV quite well. This is another one I cut intentionally with the intent of cutting it again till I open it up. Got some beautiful range of color with the druzy in it. Nice little eye there. I like that part right there. A little bit of banding going around the pocket. And it's odd that I cut it this way. But man, did it open up the druzy, and did it take a lot to get it clean. Hey Chris, how are you this evening? Ooh, $9 pound of hamburger. Yes, and they're doing it on purpose. It isn't because everything's more expensive. It's just because of our retarded ass government is greedy and mean to us and keeps deciding to shit on us more and more and more. You know, it's kind of hard to see inside these pockets. I'm going to break out the big flashlight, see if I don't wash everything out with light. Hold it closer. Little light. Oh, yeah, nope. I don't think I can get the right angles. But yeah, you can see the quite a bit of druzy right there. That's a little better. But yeah, that whole pocket actually connects. Let's see, where can I see it at? This pocket connects to that pocket, and I don't think these two connect, but this one went pretty deep. I had to dig pretty far in there to get all the clay and everything out of it. Awesome piece though. And now that it's open, I don't know that I would try to cut it again. If I was to cut it, I'd try to get a really, really thin piece. Thank you, Cheryl. I agree 100%. The druzy in this piece was fantastic. Here's another one with some cool, what I would call pastel colors. Beautiful botryoidals underneath. Those guys right there, they look like they're at the surface, but they're actually underneath 100%. Then you can see the row underneath that. I remember when gas was $1.02, Vicky, but they were also giving away free pies for the event, and everybody in town was trying to get their 97-cent gas. We waited a long time for some gas in the back of a very hot station wagon during the summer. How's it going, Papa's Gems? How are you this evening? Good, I hope. And so far, I've just been amazed, especially with the top part of this one. That is just wicked. And then the blue bots underneath. And that right there looks like a duck. Or maybe it's a loon. Is it a loon? Ooh, 88 cents for gas. I was but a little kid in the 80s. I think I was just turning 3 in 1980. Yeah, that, and actually, those aren't, they're slightly blue on the bots on the bottom. For a minute there, I thought they were white. It does look like a loon. Thank you. Oh, were you talking about this or were you talking about this? I mean, because loon and loon. Don't ask my neighbors, they'll tell you a whole different story. They call me a loon, but it starts with an A, ends with a hole. And that top pocket there is just botryoidals. A little blue on one side and a little white on the other. And that's not dry, that's just added color. When I get the opportunity to polish these guys, I want to round some of the edges, grind into places like this, see what the side exposure would be. Try to keep as much as a natural shape, but one of those kind of experiments. All right, Jennifer, have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. Yes, and Daniel, it does rhyme with mole. They would call me an arse mole. I'm just the old grumpy old guy that lives next to the tree. If I had a stick, I'd shake it at him. Constantly waving my fist. Ah, you heathens! Gall dang ruffians! Here's another one with a cool druzy pocket to it, but it seems like I got two of them that look just like this. I'm sorry to be smoking in front of you guys, but I just can't help myself. If I ever get monetized, then they'll probably take my smoking away from me. We'll deal with that when it gets there. Hopefully by then I have quit smoking. So maybe next year. Looks like a porpoise. Yeah, I didn't even think about the dolphin effect on that. That's good eye. It sure does. That's cool. Thanks for pointing that out. The Druzy dolphin. And another excellent choice, I think, because I pretty much split that down the middle. Got almost an equal druzy pocket on each side. And then them colors at the end. Man, that's awesome. Good night, Patricia's hubby. Who is Patricia's hubby? I'm one that doesn't know. Who are you two in this group that are married? Patricia and. Even though I don't know you, good night, hubby. I should quit, guys. I 2 packs a day. It's horrible. I find myself smoking at times when I had just smoked a cigarette. Literally light them up one right after another. Sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes I just don't know why. I still enjoy them, but I'm feeling the effects horribly. Didn't think to look at this one. There's some light on the back, so yeah, it's got a decent amount of light coming through it. That's awesome. If I have something to accomplish by next year, it would be to not smoke cigarettes anymore. Sorry, I'm messing with the screen. I gotta make Soul Miss Cheryl a moderator, but it's not letting me do it. Come on. And it's a good thing, Cheryl, that you never started. Yeah, asthma will do that. My parents smoked and then they quit, and then they smoked and then they quit. But that was where I had my first cigarette. And I was stealing them from my parents, just like most kids my age. And my dad smoked Cools. Yeah, those are the kind of cigarettes you only smoke in an emergency. Tiger Eye hypnosis worked for you for quitting smoking. That's cool. I've heard about the seminars and stuff before, but knowing my luck, I'd walk out clucking like a chicken, barking like a dog, meowing like a cat, and smoking twice as many cigarettes. Look at the pastels in this one. It's so expensive to smoke right now. I'm paying at the cheapest I can find of about $7.50 a pack. And to smoke 2 packs a day, that's $15 a day. I tell you, if I quit smoking right now, I could have a cab machine, a Diamond Pacific Genie, in probably just a month and a half. Well, a month, paired up with the savings I got. Yeah, 300 a month alone in cigarettes. That's crazy. I keep reminding myself of that motivation too. It wouldn't take long to have a few different things. 300 a month, that's an entire car payment. Mine is the shortness of breath, especially when I'm walking. And as you guys have seen on my channel, I like to do quite a bit of walking, hiking, and it is definitely putting a toll on it, especially anything uphill. Ooh, 15 a pack, but wow. I know around here, Marlboros are right around 11, Camels right around 11. I smoked the Lucky Strikes, so they've been offering a 2 pack deal. You save a little money. And I don't doubt my lungs would start to get better very quick. And I keep repeating this on my live streams, I think, but I think it's part of the journey to actually quit is to keep telling people that I'm gonna quit and having these same people remind me that I'm gonna quit because someday I am going to quit. I like to vape too, Chris, but mine comes with plenty of THC. Hey, Travis, when did you show up? Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Awesome finds and cuts on the Bear Canyon. Very nice. Need to get Jeff to cut some of his stuff. I would have to say this piece here is by far my favorite piece. All kinds of range of colors in this guy. Nice deep pocket, bots all over it. when it came whole, even though I cut it right down the middle, the pocket was more on this left side. But the druzy that come with these bots. Hello, Doug. How are you? Happy Shark Week. Is it Shark Week on History Channel or Discovery Channel? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful colors. Jeff's going to the Patty Pick Quarry Sunday. Very nice. Not taking long for me to dry out. I don't have any cable TV, and I stopped watching Shark Week many, many years ago. Cool show and all, but I've got uh, I've got my phone and my tablet, and most of what I watch comes off of Disney Plus. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so every night before bed I put on some kind of Star Wars and I fall asleep to it. And that's only because Hulu took away my Stargate TV show. But yeah, Star Trek, Stargate, Star Wars, pretty much anything that has to do with outer space and has a decent plot line is my favorite TV shows. I gave up on the horror and the creepy shows and the I still like a good doctor show though. The last one I watched was House, and I was able to binge watch that one. And boy, House was good. I enjoyed that show a lot, even though it's quite old. If it was to come across my uh, paid stuff that I watch, I would definitely do it. And YouTube movies and TV just popped up as a subscription on my YouTube, and they've got quite a bit of free stuff to watch. I was pretty happy about that. Here's another one that I would call a dud. This would be number two out of 2/3 of 22 pounds. Travis, you like Trailer Park Boys, and Andrew, Star Trek Fleet Command. I played the Star Trek Command on my phone for a while, but it just wasn't all that fun. It took a long time to get a little ways, and so I just kind of got bored with it. This nice little piece here, I only made one cut on it, and there's plenty of room to make another cut, and it ended up with some awesome color. I haven't watched new TV in so long, it's not funny. But like Seinfeld, even when Seinfeld was coming out all brand new, I wasn't watching too much of the sitcoms. There were quite a few from back in the day I figure I'll watch after I retire many, many years down the road, and I've watched everything else. I'll go back to 80s and 90s sitcom. Ooh, Vicky, Lost was good. That one showed up on Hulu for me many years ago, and I watched the first like 3 episodes and I was hooked. I watched it straight through all the seasons as fast as I could, and I stayed awake for most of them. Because for me, if I'm even semi laying down and trying to watch TV, I'm gonna go to sleep. Most TV puts me out. That kind of sucks, Papas. And hey, Chase Kearney, how are you doing? Good to see you here this evening. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Lost had an excellent storyline, excellent writing. And you don't get to say that a whole lot about too much TV. Not much of it will keep my attention. Here's another cool one with nice colors. Nice little guy. Room for another cut. But it's got some nice bands to it. They kind of look light on the camera, but that's very nice. Like that little tail to it too in a different color. And I think it would definitely be worth taking another slice off of it. That's something I've been curious about too. Is I've heard about a new dragon TV show coming on, and I definitely am a fan of dragons. Squid Games. Yeah, House of Dragons. That's the one I'm curious about. And Vicky says yes, and Patricia says yes. We'll have to see what platform it comes out on. It's probably not Disney. And for me to get a second platform that I was paying for, I would have to cancel one platform. I try not to run two at the same time. And right now, my Disney Plus is is a package deal, so I get, I think it's the ESPN with the package and Hulu. Even though I don't use either one of them, I don't watch any sports. The occasional sports, but 172 years before GOT. GOT, would that be Game of Thrones? That's another one I didn't watch but might be interested in. This one ended up with a lot of host coral in it. This other side has a little bit of room for another cut, but then look at that. That's the agate. Just a little thin layer of the coral still on it. Super thin. I like the older Stephen King material, but I haven't seen too much of anything he might have produced recently. Man, and that pocket up there has some very dark. I might probably won't be able to capture it, but some very dark spots in there. You can almost see the shape of that bot there. Yeah, that little tiny pocket there is filled with them. can almost see them a little bit. And then we got the last bag of coral for now. This one is spectacular. This one's not for sale. I don't think I would ever want to sell this one. Because this is what the back side of it looks like. And that is some stunning detail. That one popped right out, right in the beginning. And I ended up cutting it into a 3-piece. Hello, Lisa or Lessa. Is it Lisa or is it Lessa? Gotcha, Lisa with an E. Cool. Thank you. In my mind, every time I read that, it was Lessa. So I like to know that it is actually Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, just crazy. Then here's the inside of it. Just so many things going on. A little banding down here, a little banding right there, a little banding right there. Boturoidals on the inside, just loaded. Yeah, 100% happy. And I still got 1/3 of the box to cut open. And like I said before, some of those pockets go really deep. It's cool to be looking in there with a light. Here's the middle slice to it. Ended up leaving it that wide. Almost kept it straight, slightly off. That guy right there, that little guy sticking up, has got light shining through it right now for me. Sunlight's hitting it just right. Kind of like that. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, bright light, bright light. Yeah, very cool. Daniel, I actually got them from information from Jeff, and Robin Vernon on TikTok is how you look her up, or just ask Jeff. He was more than happy to give a little hand. I don't do TikTok, so I did need a little bit of a hand. So here we got the last slice of that piece. Hey Jeff, do you mind helping Daniel out with that information? He doesn't do TikTok either. If not, later after the stream, I will send him the information. Go back and find the email. Now, I think this part right here looks really cool. But let me turn it around after I get it wet. I don't know if getting it wet helps at all with this backside being all natural and everything, but look at the botryoidals. A little bit of banding in there. That whole arm right there. Right there. That is an arm of botryoidals. Fully sticking out. Look at them all over that thing. That's like super sweet. And the color is just awesome. I actually get to see red in there. Paired up with all that white. And the pocket on the other side, that's just stunning too. Alright, so everybody's saying hello to JJ. Hi JJ, how's it going? You slept in and I didn't see you. Daniel, the price she was charging is $5 a pound. And she was able to fit 22 pounds into a large flat rate ship box. $135, I think it was, with shipping. And I don't think you'll be able to find anybody else with that kind of price. And this is 100% proof that she's got great stuff. Great stuff. Now this piece here, you would think, what would you actually find inside that? I mean, it's so thin. And then you give it a slice and open it up to find that. And with the way this one got cut, those botryoidals in the middle run there are underneath the agate. There's a slight little bit of banding. And yeah, just botryoidals running all through it. Not much going on the outside of this one. I really like the little eye. right there and right there. Even possibly a third one right there. Then this super flat piece, I was really shocked to see that much inside of this guy. Slight yellowing on this side. Nice bands. Few little eyes of its own on this side. I was pretty nervous when I cut it too, being so thin. I almost wanted Jenny's trying to claim this one again. Next week, Jenny, I'll set it up. I'll get at least 10 parcels made up that we can go ahead and do auctions. There'll be a coral pair and there'll be a Malawi pair. I'll try to pick out some really good ones. Good night, Vicky. Thanks for hanging in here. Sleep well. Have a good little conversation with Jeff before you go to sleep. See if I can bring this one in a little closer. And with there being so much white in this one should UV exceptionally well. And this one would be the last one. This is just one half. Could still easily take another slice off of it. But then how would I ruin all those spots and all that color? And look, it's still dirty. That whole section and that section is still dirty. Even though I worked my off at cleaning these things. Well said, Chris. Well said. Try and bring it in a little closer. And that actually does go all the way through there. So even though it's got plenty of room to make another cut, I don't think I could. The other side is just as crazy too. Beautiful range of colors. Uh-oh. Oh, apparently this one's more dirty than I thought. I'm still getting sand out of it too. Clay, I guess I should say. It's kind of a sandy clay. This one will probably might be hard to see. Definitely see this side quite well. But all that inside that big pocket is Bots. Red as I can tell. Yeah, gonna guess red. Paired up next to the blue, it's giving off like a reddish thing for me. It's a bigger pocket. Let me try the flashlight. There's a little bit of show there. What do you think? Do you guys see that color down there at the bottom is red? Or that nice knob sticking up? Yeah, they go deep in there. And then there's some light coming through. Ooh. Yep, definitely red. Cool, guys. Thank you. Appreciate the confirmation on the color of red versus brown. But yeah. What's up, girly girl? How you doing? Come here. You guys want to say hi to Miss Bratsky? Oop. As you can hear, she is a Bratsky. She don't like being held. She don't want to be shown off. Yeah, you're okay, girly. She hates when I pick her up. We had to do yesterday and today, yeah, Wednesday, yesterday, dropped my vehicle off at the auto body shop at 7:30 in the morning, and she had to be in a harness and a leash. And we chilled out front till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She did really good until I had to go in and use the bathroom, and then she did not know what to think of the small room bathroom. And she's a great kitty. She just most of the time will not let me do this right here. She'd already tried to push away from me and added claws and a hiss. So this is a privileged moment for all of us. Wait, Jinxie too, doing her thing, catching lizards and eating bunnies and all that other good stuff kitty cats do. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. And she is still shedding like crazy. All right, guys, that was about it for the coral that I have to show you. At least the ones that are cut open. I have this much of a baggie left to cut out of 22 pounds. If I had to guess, it's got to be at least 6-7 pounds left to cut. Haven't really looked at them at all. No washing to them. They definitely need a good scrub. That one's showing a nice little agate end on it. Other than that, it's completely solid. I can't see through it. This one's got an exterior drizzy pocket going on. Not much for color. A little dark on one side. As far as waist, Doug, are you? I don't think you're talking to me. I think you're asking someone else in the chat. Because Jenny's asking about the pendants. Thank you, Patricia. 3 kitty cats. I've got 2, but I think I'm down to 1. Mr. Jax has been gone for quite a few days, longer than normal when he does his thing, and I'm quite concerned. Welcome back, Lady D, if you're still here. We have moved through all the coral, and we're kind of looking through the stuff I haven't cut yet. A lot of it's all dirty, and I haven't taken the time to wash it yet. Here's one that was already cut in the box. That's how it got shipped to me. Really cool looking piece. Very nice. Thank you, Lady D, for sticking in with me through your meal. Appreciate it. Here's a cool piece that you can see the bots inside of it. That's an automatic. Slice it right down the middle. With cool patterns on the outside. I just noticed that. Oh, we addressed it right off the bat. Was I supposed to wear pants? Uh-oh. Yeah, I think the extra coral texture on the outsides is a little added bonus. Isn't every day Friday? I thought every day was Friday. This one's soaking up quite a bit of water. See if any light comes through it. Oh, I can see the agate on the top now. Oh, yeah. That's just the edge of that one. That's pretty cool. Ooh, yeah. That time of the night for the skeeters in the garden, huh? Yeah, mostly what I've got is a bunch of smalls left. Smalls to medium, I think. I was pretty excited when I started cutting them, so I pulled out a lot of the big ones. You can see how well I've cleaned them. This one's cool. It's got bots on the outside. Or at least bots you can see. Nice agate, too. Oh, wow. That's just the outside of an uncut one. see the agate through it right there. Thanks, Lady Diane, for a rookie homeless rockhound guy. I've made some decent purchases. Once again, I'd like to thank Jeff at JMV Rockhounding for the help in the purchase of this box. My very first purchase of coral fingers, it was supposed to be like a 4 or 5 coral finger package. They wanted 125 bucks plus shipping. I went ahead and paid it. I ended up getting 7 corals, and I did get some amazing pieces with a few more of those to cut, but just that price that he was charging was outrageous. I would have never paid it again, no matter how beautiful they were. So I was totally stoked to see Jeff cut some, and then giving up the information was awesome. This one I could almost see cutting into a bunch of little slices. Probably to save that face edge, I'd cut it right here, hoping that nothing of that fell apart. And then maybe a couple more cuts, depending on what the first cut looked like. There's another one with some good botryrotos. Just right off the bat, sitting there waiting to be cleaned. And this one's quite dirty too. And in the shape, I just can't quite get the brush to either. That'll take a minute to get some of that out of there, but there's the shape of it. So a cut right down the middle would be in order. If Doug's buying for everyone, I want a box too. Oh, Cheryl, the mosquitoes aren't biting me because in the high desert of Central Oregon, they're not very prevalent. Even after dark, the mosquitoes do not come out. Now, if I was to go behind me towards the mountains, the closer you got to the mountains and the neighborhoods, you would find more mosquitoes. But out here, it's so dry, there is no standing water anywhere for them to breed. It's, at least that's what I believe, because we all know mosquitoes breed in standing water, and there is none. I mean, even the old tires that might be laying out in the wilderness like we always see, there won't be any water. Like if I was to find random tires out in the woods somewhere in the Midwest, there'd be water in them just because it rains enough for them to keep getting filled up. Here, we haven't had but maybe a quarter inch, half inch of rain in the last since spring started. And it is an amazing thing, but like I said, if I was to go right into, just 20 minutes that way into a neighborhood and hang out at somebody's house, I would be getting attacked by mosquitoes. If I was out at my favorite place to go fishing, there would be mosquitoes, tons of them, just because it's that much closer to the mountains. And when you actually get into the mountains and on the mountain lakes around here, you will hear the mosquitoes and you'll be getting bit by them, but you're like, well, I see the amount of mosquitoes around me and in the air. And you wonder where that extremely loud buzzing is coming from. And then you look up, and then you realize that what you're looking at isn't the leaves of the pine trees or the needles of the pine trees. You literally can't see through the amount of mosquitoes to the tops of the trees. And that's when I stopped going up in those areas in the summer. Some of the places are just extremely bad. This nice little piece here has got a flat end on it. Got a nice deep pocket with big bots in it. This one wouldn't hurt my feelings if I cut that bot right down the middle to get a nice even full face slice. That just might look cool. Unfortunately, it might be lacking in color, but that's okay too. The shape of that one has me curious. Fresh lettuce. Oh, that's not good when your lettuce heats up your sandwich. Do you end up with a grilled cheese? Because the lettuce has been in the 105-degree temperatures. Another nice shaped one. Extremely heavy though. It seems like it has a lot of agate to it. Where'd the flashlight go? Yeah. Get that scrubbed up a bit, and that's got some agate showing through it. Oh wow. This one would be cool for an acid soak. Look at that. That's not even cut. That's just in the box, sitting there waiting. Too bad that cavern wasn't filled with bots. But yeah, them colors, amazing. Some good big bots too. This one don't even seem like it should be cut. Clean it up, maybe an acid soak, and then just oh. This one died in pain. It's screaming from its little orifice. We hope that it did not die in pain. And with it being in a person's possession, it did not die in vain. I'm curious as to what that is down there. And if I didn't run out of toothpicks, I'd be checking on it. Let's see what my safety pin will do to it real quick. That is some debris that would have to be washed out. Alright, I think it's about time to move the vehicle. The sun is getting to me. Much better. I like lettuce, especially in a salad, sometimes on a burger. You gotta tell them what's up. Tell the husband to use his inside voice. There, I'm gonna put these away. And like I said, ooh, purple taters. Just not on the sandwiches, huh, Daniel? Forgot to put one away. Uh-oh, Lady D's on the 420. I'll second that motion. Yeah, yeah. I do have a couple other cool things to show. Kind of an awkward situation, though. I promoted these guys, the Tres Amigos, last week. And I received this on one of the races. They did a big charity event, and this came from Tommy Gunn's Trading Cards on YouTube. He has this cool little Plinko thing he does. This is actually a bottle opener. Totally happy to have received it. I won 2 races that evening. Total underdog. I should be receiving a little like 1/10 piece of gold, certified piece of gold in a nice fancy plastic piece. But yeah, the writing says, if you can't read backwards, it is the Central Region Canine Unit. It's got the ASP, the COR, the WSP, the CTF, the VSP, the NKSP, the SVSP, the KVSP, the SATF, the PVSP, and the CCI. I have no idea what any of those abbreviations are. But yeah, totally cool. 999 fine silver. I think I showed my kitty cat last time. The silver coin that I received from one of their races. This is another one that I got. 1 ounce of fine silver. It's the Jedi First Order It's first strike, fully rated, certified. Very nice. You got some gold from the APMEX, the APMEX. I don't think you got it from the Tres Amigos on their Tuesday Thursday racing. The other thing that was in that piece from Tommy Gun Trading Cards was this guy. Gotcha, gotcha, boot. He does these nice little trading cards. I don't know if he prints them up himself or if he buys them. I haven't seen much of his channel, but on the other side is the three of spades. And this is just, now that I look at it a little closer, this is his business card. It's pretty cool though. I've never seen anybody do anything like that before. Tres Amigos is for Cash Money, MLZB, and Jenny Sweetheart that they run on their shows. I'm actually supposed to be receiving a another piece from Jenny Sweetheart, and then a guy called the Coin Dude is one of the ones that made the donation for the race and donated the little gold piece. Hopefully both items show up by the end of the week. They also sent some stickers along. That would be Jenny Sweetheart's sticker. Then we got MLZB sticker. And I'm not sure who Lord Zachary is, but that's a magnet. And we all should recognize Ahsoka. And then Tres Amigos coaster. What's up, girly girl? How you doing? What you doing, girly girl? Yeah, meow. You come see me? You wanna come say hi again? No? No. She's like, I'll let you be nice and show me off once, but I'm not doing it twice. Alright, what have I missed? Yeah, the Tres Amigos, they're silver stackers, and basically they charge $6 a race. They put 10 spots per race. And the race is done on a computer with goofy little characters, and they hit the start button, and the characters start doing their thing. And after that, it's up to the computer, as far as I know, who wins. You kind of got to do it. It's like gambling. You got to do it on faith. You can't go expecting to win. And that's about the gist of that. I've participated a few times and had some fun. I was happy to win. I've actually got 4 or 5 wins for the chat over there. because I would put in a race for myself, and then I put in one for chat, so there was two. So there was at least four, if not five, gifts that went for the chat. And then after a few emails, I'll report again on this next week because there is a small possibility that I will unpromote them. Today's packaging came extremely messed up. I got something from MLZB in a Jenny Sweetheart package. Shouldn't have been that way. I got my Tommy Gun trading card in an MLZ scent package. Shouldn't have been that way. If it has to be that way, it's okay. And if Jenny Sweetheart was sending me a package with my MLZB win, why wasn't her giveaway win for me in the same package? So I got some emailing to do and find out where another package is, or that package was sent separate and it'll be in the mail and should have showed up with the others. But the first two packages were a day apart, so maybe there's another package waiting soon. And that's all I got to say about that. But like I said, I'll repeat again, don't go in expecting to win, to think you're gonna get anything. It's like going to a bar and putting your money into a slot machine. There is no difference. You may win, you may not. They do make it a lot of fun, though. One bag down. Jenny. Me and her's like two peas in a pod. Jenny seemed so nice in that movie till the end, man. Boy, did Jenny hit the wrong path. Oh. It was unfortunate for old Forrest. He loved him some Jenny. You know, it's weird when Forrest Gump came out. I'd have to say I was around 20 or so. But my entire life, my entire childhood, I liked running. I ran a lot. I thought it was awesome to run. I was always running. And when I was real young, the doctor wanted to put me in leg braces to assist in straightening out my back. I was a scared little kid, and that decision was left up to me. So I said no to the leg braces, which I was going to have to wear all night in the bed and everything. I had no idea, I probably wasn't even, but maybe 5 or 6, 6 or 7, something like that. So when that movie came out, it hit home. And then I kind of hit puberty and stopped running. I don't know what that was all about, but that was about the same time frame when I just gave up on running. Great movie, though. I loved it. What really would have been crazy is if I ended up with a shrimping business. Call it Bubba Josh's Shrimp. Bubba Tomcat Josh's Shrimp. Uh, but no shrimping business for me. I wasn't born or raised in New Orleans. We'll go pee, Jeff. Hope it's not a long walk to get in wherever you're parked at this moment. Sometimes that walk across the parking lot can be a pain. Lieutenant Dan and his new legs. Wonderful movie. It makes me want to watch it again. Four big pork loins. Oh yeah, I got to pay. Something bit me in my butt. Jumped up and bit me. Has been a while since I watched it. Well, I started watching the movie the other night on YouTube Movies and TV. I think it was called The Gemini Project. Kind of strange sci-fi movie. It was good up until the part when I fell asleep. I have to go back and find it again and watch it. Looking around to see if it have anything else to show you. I probably showed this off already. The pork loin that I cooked up last weekend at the container, the pressure cooker flipped over in the cooler, and through the little bleeder valve, water leaks in. So I lost about 15% of the pork loin that I cooked last weekend due to cooler water being in there. And even though the cooler is freshly cleaned within 3-4 days ago, um, I just have a weird thing with cooler water and my food. So I'm gonna end up having to toss a little bit of that pork. It was good though. So did Tyler end his live, or is he happen to be still going? Yeah, I hear you about that, Daniel. It takes me forever to watch a TV show. I usually just that's why I do the TV shows. That way, it's just a small segment that I'm missing, and the next night I can start the next one. And thank you, Cindy, for the answer. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is only 8:09 here. I am in Redmond, Oregon, so definitely got the Pacific Standard Time. Is that what I'm in? It's Oregon time to me. If I was in Indiana, it'd be Indiana time. Where are you at though, Jeff? Are you in Florida? Are you in Alabama? Are you sitting at home at the moment right now? I don't think you're sitting at home at the moment, but oh, I've been going through these little sessions where I cough and my back pops in places it hasn't popped in years, and there's 3 or 4 different spots that keep popping. I sneeze and I pop, and I cough and I pop, or I look over my right shoulder and several things pop that never popped before. Things I've needed to pop for quite a while, especially the middle of the back. Hopefully you can come soon, Andrew. It would be awesome to see visitors to Oregon. I can take you to see some cool stuff, but other than pay to dig mine sites, I'm not very good at finding rocks. I got to do a little exploring out in Prineville. Ooh, southern tip of Lake Okeechobee. That sounds cool. Do they have any cool rocks in the parking lot, Jeff? 3 deliveries to Miami and then down to Key West. Can you guys imagine that job, having that view as your office driving down the road in Florida? I've seen a little bit of Florida, and even with my last trip, only spending a day and a half, 2 days there, I didn't get to see much of it. But man, if I could stand the humidity and the heat, the southern part of Florida would be amazing to see. I haven't been anywhere past the middle of it, roughly. I don't think I've seen the nice piece of calcite you found yet, unless you just showed it recently on a short or something. I did nothing last week except for relax. I went and did a video out at Tamalich Falls Blue Pool. And while monkeying around on the rocks and being all fast like I like to be, I jumped off about an 8 foot tall rock and landed on the ground on a pointy rock and at an odd angle. And on my right foot, my right pinky toe, right where it meets the rest of the bones, is just been swollen. And it starts off okay in the morning, but by the time I'm halfway through work, it's starting to swell back up and throb, and been quite of a pain in the butt. It's going on 8 days now. It's getting better, but good Lord, at the end of the day, I can't wait to get my boots off, back to barefoot, a little breathing room for it. And then every night I kind of force a little pain into it with my thumb, kind of pushing around the pain spots and try to loosen things up. Do you still not work there, Cindy? At the same office with the view of the snow capped Rockies? Hey, Jeff, tomorrow, if you got a minute, you should do a short of the view, where you're at. I think all of us would like to see what you know, even if it's not the most magnificent view, I'd like to see some shorts along the way of where you're driving to. I think that would be pretty cool. And every short you put out helps people reach your channel. I think my chat froze. Yeah, it sure did. Oh, same location, just a different facing, Cindy. That kind of sucks. Just soak my foot in Epsom salt, Tiger. Frozen butter beans. About the only thing butter beans are good for is icing down your ailing body parts. I Never been a big fan of butter beans or lima beans. It's okay when they're in a multi-bean soup, but to try and eat them alone, oh, no, 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 no. As a kid, no. As an adult, no. That's just as bad as trying to eat lentils. Lentil soup ain't too bad. Add a little butter and a little salt, maybe some garlic, but just trying to let some lentils soak up some water and then just eat lentils, that's a tough thing to do. Oh, yeah, definitely. You- Yeah, having dirty bugs on the or dirty windshield puts a hamper on things. Have a good night, Lady D. Thanks for being here, hanging in. Everybody else want to just kind of keep going and chatting? It's almost time for dinner for me. I'm definitely ready to put on a movie, but I'm having fun talking with you guys. Got a little bit of my happy hour still left. Doug, I have not floated the John Day River and I've only fished it 2 or 3 times. It's well known for its bass, and catching bass on fly is extremely fun. I've only been able to hook that up a couple times. The John Day is also known for gold. It was part of the big gold rush back in the day, and there's still gold to be found on the John Day. Jeff, you have a good night. Sleep well. Drive safe tomorrow. One of the things for me to float the John Day River would be I'd have to pay for a guided trip. I don't own a float tube or anything like that. I've never attempted to float anything. I wouldn't be sure of how to get myself back to my vehicle, living kind of alone and as a loner as I do for the most part. It would be fun though, definitely. Also would want to do the Deschutes. There are multiple places to float that where it's just amazing fishing. You can't reach. I mean, you can't put your waders on because it's too deep, and you can't reach it from the bank because there's just so much overgrowth of the trees and everything like that. There's no room to cast a fly rod. Some sections you can use your spinning rod and lures, but I believe the entire Deschutes is bait free. No worms, no power baits, nothing like that. If it's artificial, you can use it. Yeah, if you're not used to your float tube, it can be a pain. There's actually several rivers around here I just haven't attempted to fish. Thank you, Tiger Eye. The last one was posted today. That was the top of Benham Falls all the way up to the footbridge. And those trails go for miles. You can go all the way to Sun River, which from the center of Bend to Sun River will take you 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to get to Sun River. Sun River is a rather wealthy resort community with 3 PGA Tour golf courses, and I believe one of them is TPC Crosswater. which is played on the tour every year. I've never played them because they're extremely expensive to play, and you're not allowed to fish any of the river that's going through the golf course. Ooh, not good when your waders fill up with water. Mine were purchased early in the spring this year, so I went several years without them, and someone gave me a set of waders, so I had them for about a year and a half. They started to leak pretty bad, and you could see where they've been repaired 7, 8 times, and then they were stained up nicely, like someone had peed in them. So they didn't stink or nothing. They just looked like somebody had wet themselves many times. So I just figured to trash them, and I waited till as long as I could. Then I purchased a set. It's hard to come up off $200 for something like that, and that was pretty much average price for all the ones that were there, except for the super cheap ones. And when you're trying to stay dry, you don't want super cheap. 9,500 feet of elevation. That's awesome. Bend, Oregon sits at 4,400 feet of elevation, I believe. And when you go west of town, you're headed for the mountains. So, of course, you're going even higher. And Mount Bachelor is just under 10,000 feet, which is 30 minutes outside of Bend. Have a good night, Jeff. Sleep well, like I said, and drive safe. I think everybody's hit the like button. We got 21 likes for 14 people. And I think my high moment was 20 viewers at once. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, Mount Bachelor, just under 10,000 feet. And I don't know, maybe this weekend, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really want to go look somewhere for rocks, but the temperature might change that. But maybe Saturday I'll head in behind Primeville Reservoir and follow a couple of leads of places people told me to go. The other option for me is to go towards Mount Bachelor, which from here in Redmond, that will take an hour, at least an hour to get to with all the town traffic to drive through. Good night, Patricia. Thank you. Appreciate it. A few more likes on there. Thank you guys very much. But up past Mount Bachelor, there's Devil's Lake, there's Todd Lake, and across from Devil's Lake, there's a nice little out of the ground waterfall section. It's very beautiful. It's one of them I've been wanting to film, and I've filmed it many a times before, and I put a few of them up on Facebook years ago. But it'd be nice to go back and get a better view of it to put on YouTube. 105 to 110 degrees in the deserts right now. Yeah, Andrew, I haven't been to these places. I've been in the areas, but it was years before I actually thought to be looking for rocks in these areas. So it'll be an adventure. And it might not end up being much of a video, because if I don't find anything, I'll try and still put out a video of good views of the surrounding area. But so far, I've struck out a few times when going to look for rocks on my own. I've needed a little help along the way. All right, guys, everybody's starting to dwindle off. Wait a minute, a few more chats. Need a little more bourbon. Not if you're going to drive 2 hours. No bourbon when you're driving. Yeah, I prefer to be there as soon as the sun is coming up, especially in the Central Oregon high desert. It's it looks different than some deserts, but it is full on desert. It gets hot quick. And yes, have a wonderful night, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your week, your weekend, and hopefully I get to see y'all next Wednesday. I have no idea what to show you because I'm out of rocks to show you. I've showed everything. Unless I get another cutting session during this next 7 day period, we might just have to talk and chat for a while, or might have to take a break. But yes, thank you for being here. Have a good night, and I will see you next time.